For that one.
Oh, shit.
Hey, welcome everyone. How you guys doing today, wherever you're from in this beautiful, beautiful world? Kind of tornadic over here on my side of the side. But yeah, we're doing another beer and cheese Tuesday. This was 6 beers again that I had told everyone to bring. We got Josh here from Last Beer. Cheers, man. Let me welcome the panel here and turn on names as well.
Like your cut, G.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
We got Bumpy Road Brewery, East Coast LQ Reviews, Miscellaneous Brewery Reviews, and Last Beer. Cheers, guys. Thanks for being here. And we got Thrash Life in the chat. Cheers to you, Thrash. Cheers, man. All right, let's get my banner going and get Bumpy up here right about now.
All right. Well, the cheese I'm bringing looks like this. Sliced up a little bit of it there. And what this cheese is, you see a little bit of rind on the back side there. This is from Landana out of Holland. And this is a 1,000 day aged Gouda.
Nice.
Reason why I decided to choose this 1,000 aged Gouda is because apparently one of the styles of cheese that goes with a American barley wine is an aged Gouda. Not a smoked Gouda, but an aged one. And most of the time, if I eat a Gouda, it's usually smoked, smoky flavors in there, and it's nice. This is just a straight up Gouda that's just aged. This barley wine is from Berkshire Brewing Company. They're out of Deerfield, Massachusetts. This one's called Farm Stand. So what they did was, let me just read it so I don't butcher what they did. It says, this special ale takes on its ruby-hued appearance from the generous use of half a pound of fresh raspberries per gallon, provided by a local farm, hence Farm Stand. A few miles from the brewery, luscious malts and balanced hop bitterness support the rich, sweet, tart character of the fruit. This brew is distinctly drinkable, challenging the notion of what a fruit beer can be. 9% ABV. So, yeah, an American barley wine that's been aged with or whatever, raspberries from a local farm stand. There's my bottle openers. To be honest with you, I have not had much luck from Berkshire in the past, so I'm not coming into this with super high hopes, but I've never had a barley wine from them. So this special ale takes on its ruby-hued appearance.
Nice.
Like I said, I've never had much luck with Berkshire, so to me, that's not ruby. That's just like kind of a deep gold, copper color. That's not ruby at all. There's no red hues in this. It's just like a deep copper gold coloration. Very rocky, kind of yellowish off-white head, and it's got a little bit of like an unfiltered hazy to it, but other than that, it's fairly clear. They already got the color wrong on there. So, yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, man. Thanks, Bobby. Right on. Okay, let's get Tanner up here.
All right, so the cheese I have, show this, the blueberry fair. Wow, this camera does not want to pick anything up. It says white Stilton cheese with blueberries and other natural flavors, made in the UK. So this is Long Clawson Blueberry Stilton. There's $4.75 for a quarter of a pound, so it's $19 for a pound. So this is what it looks like. Very crumbly. Kind of looks like the crumbles you get from like bread. It does kind of look like a slice of bread. Looks good though. Lots of blueberry chunks in there. Reminds me of like blueberry cheesecake and like a blueberry muffin. So guessing it's gonna be pretty good. The other white Stilton I had with the mango and ginger was pretty good too. And then to pair it, I have this Berry Purdy Paradise Fruited Sour. It's from Drecker Brewing Co. It says blueberry, blackberry, plum, key lime, cream of coconut, and 5.7% ABV. Canned on 2/24/2022. So it's a little bit less than 2 months old. Yeah, you're gonna crack this open. Excited to try this. Yeah, from what I've had from Drecker so far, they make some good stuff. And yeah, let's crack this open. It's already dark. Very thick. I did roll it too before. Yep. It's like say magenta, purplish reddish color. Super purplish pinkish head. Looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
On there.
I drink that.
Smells good. So I'm hoping that this works out pretty well. So cheers, Dad.
Nice. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Appreciate that. All right. Miscellaneous.
All right. So cheers, everybody. Kind of went on the lower side tonight. Of the price spectrum, I guess would be the way to say it. Went with the Amish Country, their Colby Jack cheese. It's a very chunky. It's kind of got that Velveeta type of texture to it, but it's a little, yeah. Let's see. And I went with the Gose we've got from Dogfish Head, their Sea Quench Ale Session Sour is what they call it now, 4.9%, brewed with black limes, lime peel, sea salt, and lime juice. I'm sure everybody's seen it. It's got new can art now. It's been a while since I had this. It's always a good go-to summertime one here. Yeah. Pretty turd. A lot going on in there. Excuse the glass. Rocky head, fizzly. It's going to go away quick, about finger and a half. Yeah. Good lime flavor, aromas.
Nice.
Cheers.
Cheers, Miscellaneous.
Cheers.
All right. So tonight I have from, I'm going to go with the cheese, Leclerc Family Creamery, the honey goat cheese. I've had this one before, I believe, or this company before. Yeah, creamy, sweet, and mild. They don't really have. I think this was like $3 or $4 maybe for this thing. Wasn't crazy expensive, but yeah. Looks like a big old pile of white turd. It's like so, and the beer I'm pairing it with is from 450 North. This is the Peach Ring, the Slushy XL. It actually has the ABV on it. It's 5.3. It says I guess it's supposed to be like the Peach Ring candy, obviously. No can on date, so.
That's a good beer. That's a good beer. I've had that. Nice.
Oh, the can's kind of hard. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Wow, no carbonation. Oh yeah, we got carbonation. There we go. Ooh. Ooh.
Very nice.
So yeah, that's what she looks like. Orange,
Mm.
dark orange color. About a 2.5, 2-finger head on there. So yeah, hopefully it pairs well with the honey goat cheese. So cheers.
Cheers, man. I think it will.
Cheers, man.
All right. Sergio, cheers to you. All right. Cheers to the chat, everyone that's walked in and been part of the chat there. Heck yeah, man. All right. So today I am doing a cheese that I've never done, but I'm surprised I never did it because it is considered a cheese, and it's just cream cheese. I'm doing cream cheese. Y'all have seen cream cheese. I cut it with a butter knife. Smells good. I love cream cheese. And I'm not ready today, am I? So I've got a chonk. I've got it's a Sunday sour, dessert sour spumoni. After the spumoni ice cream, Italian ice cream thingy. It's got the pistachio ice cream and chocolate and strawberry or something. Is it not? I think it is with
I can't
cherries.
remember. I know they got some
Walnuts.
orange in there. There's green. There's
Different
all
ones, yeah.
kinds of colors in there.
Nice. Okay, so this is a 7 point. Well, on the bottom of the can on these sours, 7.2%, and cherry chocolate ice cream, pistachios, and lactose, lactobacillus culture, house ale yeast, Magnum, Hallertau Blanc for hops, malt, pale two-row wheat, and carafoam. All right, so let's pour it. I had it upside down. Hopefully, it's gotten some mixing. Oh, it looks freaking good. I'll try and get it going. This freaking glass holds so much beer. Yeah, a nice cascading thing going on there as they usually do. Heck yeah. Sucking hell, that smells good. It's even got a little nuttiness in there. Walnuttiness. All right, cool. Well, awesome. Let's go to Bumpy and get the thing going. This party started. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Raymond.
All right.
So the Berkshire Brewing Company or Beer Company, what the hell they are, Brewing Company, and the farm stand raspberry barley wine style ale. Smells mostly like raspberries. You get a nice raspberry note in there. There is a bit of a caramel toffee as well. And that's pretty much it. That is it. All right. Cheers. 9%.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Kind of a lighter side medium body. There's a separation on the palate with this one. There seems to be an amoeba in the middle of a lake type body feel to it. So there's a portion of it that kind of goes down thicker, but then there's this like watery substance around it that's a bit thinner. So it's a two-parted beer. Like I said, there's some kind of weird separation that goes on with the mouthfeel with this one. Kind of a medium-esque carbonation. Raspberry is the first note that you're getting. So a little bit of a caramel to toffee type note, a little bit of a burnt note in there as well. And that burnt note kind of goes into this bitterness. This is moderately bitter. It's on the earthy end. A little bit of burnt earth, with some raspberry kind of on the top of that. So I don't know. Maybe if you're making like some kind of oatmeal cake with raspberries, and you put the oven to 500 degrees, and you put it in there and forgot about it, and the house burnt down, and then you opened up the oven. Yeah, that might be kind of what you left with on the tail end of this. Is just kind of this burnt, little bit of bitter with a raspberry topping. Yeah, I was already starting to drink on this beer as everybody else was going, and so I have another American barley wine. So I just want to do this as well. I don't see myself finishing this barley wine. I want to see how it's. I'll pair it with this cheese, but I want to try to do this pairing justice. So I'll try another barley wine with it, just to see how it goes. But for the cheese, it's got this weird kind of rubbery smell to it. There's a little bit of a funkiness, like a sharp bite funk, but rubber. Maybe like a sour nut. Like there's sour nuttiness as well. It's a pretty hard cheese. This cheese, it looks like it looks like toy cheese. Like this, like it doesn't show up if I pick it up and show it on camera. It does not pick up the glossy look that this cheese has. This cheese looks like a Fisher Price chunk of cheese. Like it's glossy, waxy, plasticky looking. It's weird. Yeah, it smells like other cheeses that I've had that I haven't been too fond of. It just has that rubbery type, burning tire type aroma to it. But there is some underlying notes, like I said, on the aromas as well. All right, cheers. Or whatever.
Cheers.
I'm going to eat the damn cheese.
Cheesers.
Cheesers.
All right. First thing I'll let you know, this thing is full of flavor crystals. It's crunch, 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 crunch throughout. The lighter side of the cheese, I'm going to tackle that first before I go after basic flavor notes of what you're pretty much going to taste overall and what you're going to be left with, at least on my palate. I'm not sure what everybody else is going to taste, but the lighter underlying notes of this are nice. There's toffee, caramel. There's a nuttiness to this. It's like a walnut type nuttiness. So maybe a little bit of a kind of borderline going sour type nuttiness, but you get that kind of sweet toffee and caramel type note in there. There is this kind of sharper funkiness to it, maybe a little bit woodsy. But then the big notes in this, it's like you went to the drag strip and somebody just laid rubber and you just put your tongue down on that patch of rubber instantly. It's like burning rubber. Is
All
basically
into you, man, with that.
that's the biggest flavor note in this. The underlying notes, like I said, you can find them. They're decent. That kind of sweet toffee and caramel, that kind of sour walnut nuttiness. Those are nice. The flavor crystal, the crunch in this, beautiful. I love that. I just wish the flavor crystals weren't burning rubber. So to pair this cheese with this beer, let's just see how this goes with the Berkshire. I can already tell you I'm not loving this barley wine, so I want to go with another barley wine afterwards, just kind of see how that mixes. I'm not going to do two barley wine comparisons, but I just after when we come back, I'll kind of figure which one kind of works better. Just to try to give this cheese some justice with this style. All right, cheese first. beer.
Jesus, cheers.
Cheers. You can tell I'm never buying a regular Gouda again. I'm only getting smoked Goudas. Gouda's only Gouda when it's smoked.
Yes.
All right. So what happens with drinking this beer, this raspberry barley wine, which already had kind of a little bit of toffee and caramel type notes to the barley wine, plus the cheese already has toffee caramel notes, which are underlining. It does enhance that caramel and toffee note. So it's like caramel, toffee, raspberry flavor, which is nice. Still get the burning rubber. The burning rubber cuts like a knife right through all that. The burning rubber from this cheese just dominates. But there's some nice subtle notes, the sweeter notes with the toffee, caramel, and raspberry, which do work very well. So I'll say that. Enhancements, yes. Toffee, caramel, enhanced probably twofold, anyways. With mixing it with the beer, the cheese with the beer, but those notes are both in both of these, so it kind of makes sense that would happen. I guess normally it wouldn't, but it makes sense that it would happen. So, basic stupid math, it works. Right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Bumpy.
Cheers, man. I always get that burning tire, dude. I don't know what it is.
Got burning tire and metallic notes.
Dead serious. I think I experienced it like once in a beer.
It's kind of odd. So drinking the beer first, and then eating the cheese, it takes away from that burning tire, that burning rubber. It also does not enhance the toffee and caramel. I think the raspberry kind of lingers on from the beer, having that first and then eating the cheese. What I do get more out of the cheese from doing that is that kind of soured walnut type note. It brings out a nuttiness out of the cheese, doing it that way. I think I prefer, well, without the burning rubber, but I prefer the toffee and caramel notes more. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna drain pour the rest of this barley wine and open up another barley wine, and I'll let you know how those two pair later on without giving total notes on the.
Right on.
Cheers. Thanks for having me on. I'll also be thinking of a score for these. Obviously, I'm going to dump the rest of this. I'm not really caring for it. But...
Oh, boy.
86 or less.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Bumpy, man. All right. Cheers.
Bumpy.
Tanner.
All right, so I guess I'll start with the beer. The Berry Purdy Paradise Fruited Sour. Surprisingly, the blueberry isn't as prominent as I thought it would be. I'm really getting a lot of the lime and like the dried fruit, so like the plum. And I want to say I'm pretty much getting mostly the lime and the plum. There's a little bit of the blackberry and the blueberry, but they're definitely hidden. Cream of coconut, I'm not really getting any of that, like the coconut on the aroma. It's kind of got like a little bit of like a, it's got like a slight alcoholic, like wine nose, which is weird for 5.7%, but that's just kind of what it reminds me of. It smells good though.
Sours like that. It's like really like wine forward.
Yeah. Surprisingly, like I said, I thought this was going to be like super blueberry bomb. They put it at the front, the beginning. So, but yeah, it smells good. I'm going to dive into this. That it's still got that like chunky head going on. This nice lacing. So I'm going to dive into this, guys. Cheers.
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 Was that in a 12?
What?
Oh, I didn't mean to mess you up, dude. Never mind. Keep going. Sorry. I was just wondering about the can size. Yeah, I was wondering if that was a 12 or a 16. They're usually in a 16. It looks small. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Looked all midgetized in the screen.
It was like the brains. This is definitely a little bit more sour than the brains. It still has that really nice thick viscosity though. The lime is so prominent. It was one of the flavors that I thought would kind of. I think I had that other beer I had, the brains I had with the lime in it. The lime was very dominant. The lime in this is very dominant as well. It's kind of like it's like a key lime, and it adds to that sourness. It's like you get the berries up front. It's like blueberry and blackberry kind of mesh together. You don't really get one or the other. It's like a little raspberry, which I guess is pretty familiar with, similar to the other ones. But yeah, the blueberry and the blackberry kind of mesh together. You don't really get one over the other. But then you get like those dried fruits lingering on the finish. I will say the lime is very dominant. I'm kind of surprised with this. I thought it was going to be like very blueberry forward. Like if you guys had blueberry beers or beers that had blueberry in it, usually the blueberry is the one that takes over. But in this, I guess lime is kind of a pretty strong flavor as well. But yeah, like I said, I think the blueberry and the blackberry kind of mesh together. You kind of get that like dried fruits in the background, and the lime is just throughout the whole beer. And the mouthfeel is great. It's not as thick as a brains, but it definitely has that viscosity to it. So they use the cream of coconut rather than like lactose. And I don't think I've ever even had a beer with cream of coconut, so I couldn't tell you if this is like over cream of coconut or if it's light cream of coconut. But it doesn't actually have like a coconut flavor. I'm not really too familiar with cream of coconut, so I'm not really too sure. I'm trying to think if I get any of the coconut. Not really. I mean, it's not standing out enough for me to say that I'm getting it, and I don't want to convince myself to say that I'm getting it, but it's a good beer. It's really good. It's actually not as filling as like the brains were, which is good. I mean, because the ones with the lactose, I'm guessing, are a lot more thicker and a little bit more filling. But yeah, great beer so far. Definitely, look at that lacing on that thing. But yeah, so now I'm gonna try out the cheese. It's very crumbly. It's like you pick it up and it starts falling apart. Like I said, it kind of looks like breadcrumbs. Very like oily when you hold it. Yeah, it's like a combination of like blueberry cheesecake, like a blueberry muffin. As you guys can see, the crumbs are falling out off of it as I'm holding it. A little bit of like a funky aroma. Nice sweet blueberry, of course, It smells like it's going to be very buttery. Kind of reminds me. So when I go to Dunkin' Donuts, I like to get the blueberry muffin like warm with butter. So it's kind of creating that. I think that's why it's kind of making it kind of come off as like that blueberry muffin. Usually when I get the muffin, I get them heated up with the butter. So it's kind of like a buttery blueberry cheesecakey dessert aroma. But yeah, I'm gonna dive into this. It looks pretty good. This one's got a little chunk of blueberry on the back. So
Nice. Jesus.
Sounds good.
Jeez.
Everybody I know that's had the Stilton said it's very good stuff.
it's like cheesecake.
One of these days when I grow up, I'll get that.
It's like cheesecake. Cheesecake. The blueberries are like the dried blueberries. They're not really. I didn't really get a good piece of blueberry on that one. Let me see if because at that first bite, the blueberry wasn't coming off really like sweet. Let me try another little chunk. Wish I had a napkin. It's very oily. Yeah, it's good. This is very filling. It's kind of hard to chew. It's got that dry aspect, but it's good. It's like eating a piece of cheesecake with a little bit more of a thickness to it. A little bit more of a thick viscosity. It's a really nice buttery finish, though. That was definitely good. It's kind of got like a I don't want to say grainy, but it's kind of got like a gritty texture to it a little bit. It's good, but I definitely can't see myself eating too much of this. I'm not sure what else you would use this cheese for. But yeah, it's kind of like gritty, dry, but also like creamy cheesecake on the other hand. I don't know. This is a very weird cheese. I think I like the mango and ginger one a little bit better, but it's good. Definitely a nice lingering blueberry. Blueberry lingers. You get that kind of like cakey aftertaste as well, and the butteriness. Yeah, it's good cheese. Definitely dessert cheese. I like I said, I couldn't see myself eating too much of this though. So let's go for a pairing.
Right.
I'll do cheese first, and I'm trying to pick this up, and it's literally falling apart on me. All right. Let's see if that blueberry note actually comes out a little bit more. It's like overload.
Oh,
It's overload. Cheese is very thick. I will say that. It's a thick cheese. I don't know if I got some. I don't know if I got any of the beer on my shirt. Picked a bad day to wear a white shirt. But yeah,
yeah.
the cheese is like very like thick, and it's hard. It's kind of hard to chew through. And then you're drinking the thick beers. It's kind of too much. The flavor works really well. The blueberry note definitely came out more. The lime kind of calmed down a little bit. The butteriness works well with the fruits in the beer. There's a little bit of like a tanginess with the cheese, and it's like making the beer super super sour and acidic. I wouldn't say this is the best pairing. I will say both of them together are really good, but I won't say I think it's a little too much. Like the cheese is making the beer like overly sour. It's like kind of hard to swallow. Usually you have a beer and it kind of washes down the cheese. This one is just like the opposite. It makes it so much harder to get down, and you're just kind of like choking on cheese and beer. The flavors work really well. As far as like something that you could actually sit here and have a decent pairing of, it's not really the best pairing. I think that, like I said, I think that cheese is a little too cakey and desserty for something that's thick like this. If that makes any sense to you guys, I'm gonna try it one more time. I'll do the beer first. I don't see this going too well. Like I said, I think the thickness of the two is kind of working against each other.
Are you down with the thickness?
Down with the thickness. I'm not down with the thickness. Yeah, it's too much. Me personally, it's too much. It's too much together. It doesn't really wash the cheese down. You know how like you have a nice cheese. It's a little bit more on the chewy side. It's a little bit harder to put down. And you got a nice beer to wash it down. This just totally like threw me off. I thought this would be a great pairing.
Wow.
The flavors work really well. Don't get me wrong. The flavors work really well. It's the texture for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's the texture. It's too thick. But
Have you
Yeah.
ever have you had that with goat cheese yet? Have you had any of these Puree Sours with goat cheese yet?
No.
Really? Oh, that
It'll
you
work.
may not like that after hearing this. I don't know, man. I like it. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll have a rating for the beer. Like I said, I'm gonna give the cheese a good rating. It is a good cheese. Very dessert like. The beer's great. It kind of threw me off, just like the pairing did. With I thought it would be more blueberry forward, but it's more of like lime, sour, dried fruits. But yeah, like I said I'm gonna have a good rating for the beer and the cheese separately. But as far as the pairing, I don't see it working. It's probably gonna be in the 80s or something.
All right.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, Stout. Cheers. All right. Miscellaneous.
All right, so let's start with the beer, the Sea Quench. I'm going to let you guys know right now my pairing didn't work at all. I'll fill you in on that. Sea Quench by Dogfish. This is obviously, I don't know, what's the can date? It's May 2022. So I guess that's a Best Buy. All right, so yeah, the beer is a little murkier than I remember seeing before, what I remember. On the nose, you still get that lime, crackery, salty aroma. Still smells great. Holds no head retention. This is the second one. I remember it being a lot more crisp. I feel like the carbonation's really low, even though it looks very effervescent. The flavors have changed. Like I said, you still get that salty lime up front. I feel like they went too hard with the orange peel. It's bitter. It's got a bitter tail end to it. But yeah, 2 years ago or a year ago when I had this, I would say this is out of the park winner for low ABV Gose Sour, especially for summertime down here by the beach. Yeah, not so good. Not as good as I remember. My camera looks like it's tilted. Anyway, yeah. So I had the Amish Country, the cheese. They're Colby Jack. Like I said, it's a lower brand cheese, not as expensive. Milky, creamy, smelled like Cheese Whiz. The taste followed. And is it good for the price and what it is? If you use it on a burger, probably would be good, or to make macaroni and cheese with. This was not the case when I paired it with the beer. They just didn't do anything. They just completely like nullified each other. It's like slight bitter lime peel, zestiness, this slight mild Cheese Whiz flavor. Sorry to disappoint everybody, but yeah, it's not a great pairing. And eventually this is going to happen. So it is what it is. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Right on,
man.
man. Cheers, Miscellaneous. All right. Josh, what do we got?
We'll get with the beer because I feel like my beer is curdling over here. But yeah, the head still. It took a while for the head to die down. It was like, I think it grew for a little bit and then it went above. But yeah, so looks peachy, orangey off the nose. I get peach, maybe some more peach, and yeah, some peach. It does have that smell of those
Peaches.
Sure.
From Georgia.
Peaches for me. Peaches for you. Yeah, it does. Like I said, it does have that peach ring candy vibe for sure. There's a slight sourness in the smell, a little bit, but very sweet smelling right up front. So, yeah, only 5.3%, which I'm surprised they actually put the can or the ABV on the cans because usually 450 North does not do that. So, but yeah, let's dive into it and see how she tastes. So cheers.
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 I've been seeing a lot of their stuff coming up, like photos, like Instagram. I've seen, and they are starting to have like they're starting to put the ABVs and stuff on them. So
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
like online.
maybe they don't have anything to hide anymore.
One said like 5.45 or something. One said 5. One said 8. And I'm like,
Weird OGs,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
they come out with whatever they got.
I think Beer Advocate has it like 8%, but I think there's a regular, and then I don't know. But you think the
They don't
XL
update their information a lot.
exactly? But it does. It's been a while since I've had peach ring, so it's kind of hard to, or like the candy peach ring, but it does have that peach ring taste to it. It's got a little bit of sourness on the back end. Full bodied for sure. It's not like a fresh peach. It's like obviously it's gonna be more of that candied peach because that's what they're going for. But yeah, it has like it's a weird peach flavor to it. I'm not sure how to pinpoint it. I knew I probably wouldn't get like fresh peaches because it's a candy related beer, but yeah, I mean it's good. Like pretty refreshing. Like I said, full mouthfeel, full body on this one. Sticks to the glass. So yeah. And the cheese, like I said, I'm doing the where's this from? Leclerc Family Creamery, the honey goat cheese. It's like a cream cheese. It's very creamy, very spreadable.
Have you done this before, Josh? With the two? Have you ever paired them?
I've done it. Yeah, I've done a honey goat cheese with like another. I think it was
Oh,
like
okay.
a beer. I think or one of the sours. But yeah, I haven't done it with like a peach
Nice.
one. But yeah, very creamy, as most goat cheeses are. It's like cream cheese esque. So yeah, let's dive into it. Cheesers.
Cheesers.
I love honey goat cheese, dude. So
Yeah.
cool.
That's good.
Fucking delicious.
That's like the one that you can mix with like any of those sours, like
Anything. Yep.
Well, because at first I was kind of like back and forth because I was like, peaches with honey, but I was like, it might work, peaches and it's like a creamy esque, but yeah, honey goat cheese is. I could eat this whole roll right here if I wanted to, but
The whole thing, dude. Yeah.
Mhm.
Slam that shit.
I'd be regretting later if I ate this whole big old.
Yeah.
Be topped up for days, but I just can't stop eating it. But yeah, very creamy. Get a lot of that honey. Even when you open the packaging, like you can smell the honey, like sitting over here.
Yeah.
Just delicious. If you don't like honey goat cheese, then I don't know what to tell you. But
Get out.
yeah, right. Yeah.
I've never tried it.
Oh man, it's delicious, dude. I've had like blueberry, they have all kinds of different ones, but I think honey might be my favorite one, to be honest with you. So yeah, let's go in for it. Actually, yeah, let's do the cheese and then I'll drink the beer. So cheesers,
Cheesers.
a big old slice.
There you go.
Maybe that slice was too big. I feel like all I got was the goat cheese. I'd dial it down, but it's good. It definitely works for sure. But I think I took too big of a piece because it was like all honey goat cheese with a little bit of peach.
Honey peach.
Yeah. This works really well. It's delicious. Like I said, I was kind of skeptical with peach and honey because I was like, peach and honey, but definitely goes well. like I said, I think the goat cheese just overpowers it just a little bit with all that honey and stuff in there. I don't know necessarily if it makes it any more creamier, like if it's makes the beer like creamier. I mean, I think they just mash together pretty well. Um, there's really not any other fruits in here, obviously, besides peach. So it's kind of the peach is there for sure. Just mix it with mix it with some honey, and you got yourself a little peach honey ring. So yeah, it's good. I kind of figured that. I know Miscellaneous was saying any of these kind of like heavily fruited sours usually pair pretty well.
Usually.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, usually.
Now, if you get something like a weird, crazy,
Yeah, they all can't be winners, dude.
yeah,
No.
Like mine.
but yeah,
Yeah. I didn't even show my cheese and beer really again.
like I said, it doesn't really. I think it just they both mesh well together. Like it doesn't give you like a cheesecake kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? It just it doesn't like amplify make the beer any thicker or anything like that. I think it just honey and peaches. So I think they mesh well together. So I'm gonna keep drinking on this, eat some more cheese, and come up with a score on the next go around. So cheers.
Cheers, Josh. All right. Miscellaneous, did you say you needed to do that? The
Mm-mm.
pairing? Oh, okay.
No, I said no because it was so bad. Like I tried it and I was just like, man, this is so bad. There was no point
okay.
to sit and eat it just to tell
Thanks,
you my
Josh.
experience. No, you didn't skip me. So,
All right.
no,
Cool.
you're good, dude.
All right, man. I need to make sure I'm on top of it. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I didn't realize. I always get like a cheesecake kind of thing, especially with like the chunks or something like what I have here. They give you kind of that like cinnamon cheesecakey kind of. I don't know. It depends on the beer, I guess. Let's go beer first. So this is left like a messy mess. It looks like diarrhea on my glass. I mean, it's so chunky and slouchy and slotty and
Coagulated blood.
mooky. Yeah, dude, it looks like brain. It looks like brains, not chunk. Now let's going into the nose is a big time pistachio nut. Big time pistachio nut. And you get the cherry. It's like a maraschino cherry in the pistachio. I can't say it. Pistachio. Chocolate? Is that what else was in this? Yeah, chocolate ice cream. Chocolate ice cream was actually put into this. I can't get any chocolate. I can get a slight kind of feeling of chocolate, I guess, as after I read it on the can. You put it into your mind and you start smelling that. But I didn't really get that too much. More of a pistachio nuttiness. So can't see through it. Opaque. It's a grape colored beer. It looks grape like, purple grape, and it's
Purple.
got like kind of purple
It's like blurple. That's what I call it. It's like blueberry.
or blue. Yeah, blueberry purple. There you go. That's better. Blurple. Yes.
I call it glurple
glurple
Grape
because it's glurpy looking.
Nice Lacey. No, good. The head stuck around. It's not really a head though. It's like a puree mush. It looks like a brain. Like if you were to take the cap of my noggin off and look down, it looks like that.
It'd be all mushy mush.
Yeah, but on acid. All right, let's drink this. Cheers.
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 God damn. Sweet tart. Sweet. I love the sweet tart ones. I always like the chunks too. This is really good. Cherry comes through really nice right away. Pistachio and cherry are the big ones, as in the aromas. Very amazing mixture. It tastes like the ice cream. It's very nice. It's got that layered effect. Actually, it's got like a Napoleon ice cream kind of thing. Like you're getting whipped cream in there. I get like a whipped cream or a creaminess or something. Maybe the lactose. I get it's a nice full body, thick, viscous full body, sweet tart body or mouthfeel is nice and just smooth and like I said, viscous. Wow. Just want to keep drinking it. It's sour, you get that, but it's not. It's more like a yogurt sour. It's like fruit on the bottom.
The
Mix it
Greek
through.
yogurt, yeah.
Greek yogurt, and in a beer form, of course. And it's
Yeah.
got the pistachio. It's almost like you're crunching on some pistachio nuts in your teeth. Like it's that dominant. Like
Gritty. Not
Yeah,
gritty, but
not
there's
gritty.
something in there.
Just the flavors, the olfaction or whatever, like the aromatic olfaction, the whatever the fuck that's called. Yeah, it's just really, really retrospect, whatever the fuck. But as I taste this, just the aromas, the flavors, everything pour together, and it's just perfectly intertwined with what they call it. And I like that. I think that's cool when they label it something and it tastes like that. Fuck yeah, man. Great finish, great drinkability for a dessert sour, pastry sour, if you want to call it that. All right, man. That pistachio is really, it's dominating in the finish too. It's kind of like the cherry pistachio. It's crazy. All right, so you guys know what cream cheese is. You've had it on many occasions, I'm sure. But we're gonna go over that and we're gonna actually review some cream cheese.
There's many flavors of cream cheese.
There is many flavors of cream cheese. Well, the mouthfeel is smothering, buttery, mushy body of this. If you want to go on that level of talking like you do with beers, the body, there's no body but me tasting this cheese right at the moment. No, it's I don't know what I'm talking about. Sorry. I'm getting I get that buttery, slight salty, slightly salt, not very, very big. Slight citrus. Cream cheese. It's like butter cheese or something. All right, let's have it with the let's have it with the sour, man.
Cheese.
That was really good. I love cheese.
Cheese.
It was good with goat cheese. Let's see how it is with sour cream. I mean, cream cheese.
Cheese cream cheese?
Well, the beer kind of overdoes it. Hold on. I gotta get some more now. I just ate my last piece. Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather have a goat cheese. I think I like the earthiness of the goat cheese over this. No. No, it's not a good mix. Well, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. It's just that butteryness is kind of oily and like thick
Oil and
on the
water
mouth.
type of
Yeah,
deal.
like weird. And it doesn't meld as good as goat cheese. It doesn't meld terrible, but it doesn't meld as good as goat cheese. There's something about the cheesecakey kind of factor with goat cheese over this. It's more, it's kind of like I was eating brie or something like that. That's what it tastes like, actually. Cream cheese kind of tastes like brie in a way. Sort of. Like in a weird way. Brie is a little more wild, though. Anyway, let's go. We could do that. We'll do the beer before the cheese. I got to cut another piece, though. Shit.
So beer man, I will say, I think my palate personally, I think I would try to go for like a lighter cheese with something like that. I think them both being like a bold cheese and a bold beer, like they clash and it's just too much.
Clash of the Titans.
Sometimes
the
that
goat
works,
cheese
though.
really
Opposites
works, though.
attract. I mean,
It just
sweet, savory. There's a lot of realms to go down.
Yeah.
With this.
There's a vegetal taste I'm getting from the cheese after
I'd like to try like a smoked Gouda.
oily or something. Cheese, beer before cheese.
Smoky fruit.
I like that before the cheese. That was good. That wasn't bad. It's still got that buttery oil feel, though. I don't like the mouthfeel. I mean, I like cream cheese. I just didn't like. I don't like tasting with this because the mouthfeel makes it weird. It's weird. I'd rather have this cream cheese like with cheesecake. That's how they make cheesecake, right? Yeah, so that'll be good. Yeah, it's better beer before cheese though. Definitely cheese before beer. Nah, you don't really get anything. Beer before cheese, you actually get to taste your beer, and the creaminess comes out and goes into your beer a little more. Kind of drips out a little bit into it, and allows you to taste the cream cheese and the beer. So beer before cheese for sure. If I can remember that, I hope I can. All right, so let's get back to Bumpy and get our last fucking thoughts, man.
So Tommy Carroll wrote his name wrong, but I looked it up. Gilbert Godfrey died today.
Oh, come
bro,
on,
really?
man. That sucks.
Yeah.
I liked him.
Had
That
to
sucks.
bring it down.
Yeah. All right.
Damn, man.
Thanks, Tommy. Thanks for the
Bob Welch did
updates
die
since
the
none
other
of us
day,
watch the
too.
news. Water's good for you. Drink plenty of water.
Yes.
Cheers to Dio. He's been saying that for a little bit now. It holds true. It's great.
Yep.
Miracle of life.
Makes you feel good.
90 something percent of your body is made up of water. Drink water. How do we do this? I'm going to tackle the cheese first. The 1,000-day-old aged Gouda. It's like Gouda. It's Gouda. Gouda's good, you know. It's always the smoked Goudas. It's the smokiness.
It's kind
I
of
think that
plain,
makes
though,
the
right?
Gouda good. Plain Gouda is totally different than smoked Gouda. Especially when it's aged for a period of time, it becomes a bit more hard. It's not creamy. It's got this hardness to it. There's still a little bit of creaminess left as you chew on it and your enzymes in your mouth break it down, but you get flavor crystals. There's crunchiness, which I like. I like crunchiness, but I like it when it adds extra good flavors, not rubber tires. Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't purchase this cheese again. Welcome back to the '80s tonight. By the way, I'm just going to tell you that. That's it's going to be my theme of the night. We are back in the '80s. Beer time.
Nice.
Yeah, this cheese. I think I'll score this probably right around like an 84. 84 out of 100. It had some decency to it. The crystals, I like the crunchy crystals. I liked that my dogs didn't eat it because it was so shitty that they didn't even bother. I liked the subtle nuances of that toffee and caramel, quite nice. That kind of walnut note in there, even though it did kind of go like a sour walnut, it was kind of this weird funk to it. The rubber tire thing, the burning rubber tire. Well, I hate when I get that. I've had it a few times. It's not like something that's like, yes. So yeah, 84 out of 100 for the cheese. This is where it gets really kind of weird. Berkshire Brewing Company, in their farm stand raspberry barley wine style ale. Good raspberry notes out of it. I could definitely pick up on the raspberry. That's cool. Problem was, it just didn't remind me of a barley wine, and there was something off about it. There was just something I didn't really care for about it, and I didn't know until I drank the Sierra Nevada Bigfoot barley wine afterwards, and I took a swig of this, and I'm like, oh yeah. So what that is, this reminds me of homebrew, like a homebrewed barley wine that's made with like not the whole grain. It's made with like the sugars either liquid or dehydrated
High
malts.
fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, so it tasted like a homemade, like a home brew made with like
Ooh.
liquid malt extract or the dehydrated malt extract.
Ugh.
It was just kind of it had that funky weird flavor to it. Um, it the other strange thing was this was easier to drink than the Bigfoot, but I think it's because the bitterness on this wasn't as much. The Bigfoot is quite bitter. This has a lot of bitterness to it. Very, very bitter. It has more malt complexity to it. It reminds me more of a barley wine. It's a classic barley wine. Uh, different flavor notes. There is still a kind of toffee, caramel type note in there, but it's kind of hidden behind all the bitterness. This is super bitter, which I'm not a big fan of. The super, super bitter. So it's like, wow, everything sucks. And okay, so scores on the beers. I would give the Berkshire Farm Stand Raspberry Barley Wine style. I'd give this an 80 out of 100 because the raspberry notes were good. It did have the caramel toffee, but it did taste like it was like a weird like liquid extract or some have dehydrated extract homebrew. It tastes like it didn't taste professional. It really tasted like somebody just started making homebrew. Like they don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't have the water profile down. They don't know what they're doing with it. It tastes like a beginner barley wine for the most part. So 80 out of 100 for that. The Bigfoot, decent on the malt profile. You get the toffee stuff like that. You get some bready notes type. But the bitterness is just so frigging up there that it distracts from a lot of those notes. The cheese kind of brought out those notes a little bit with this, but the bitterness just overpowers everything. So for the Bigfoot barley wine, I'm at like an 80, an 88. I'll give it an 88 out of 100 as far as barley wines go, American barley wines. And as far as the comparison, this is where it gets weird. The cheese actually paired better with the Berkshire barley wine than it did the Bigfoot barley wine, just because the caramel toffee notes came out more and they mixed with the raspberry notes of this. The Bigfoot just kind of with the bitterness, it did bring out more of the kind of caramel toffee note from the Bigfoot, but the bitterness just overwhelmed everything. So it was a better pairing with a shittier beer. Go figure. So just goes to show you can't just go, hey, I got a 100 beer and I've got a 100 cheesecake. They're going to work. It doesn't always work that way. So pairing foods and beverages is more than just scores. It's an actual trial and error and maybe science if you want to get way down deep.
Science.
Anyways,
Science, I love it.
The more you know.
Yeah, dude.
It's true, though. It's true.
All about it.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers, Bumpy. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. All right, man. Tanner, you ready?
Oh yeah. It's a little bit of a disappointing pairing. I had such high hopes for this. I'll start off with a beer. I liked it at first.
Drain pour.
The lime is just like kind of kick your ass, just straight. Oh, it does say key lime. I thought it just said lime. But yeah, the key lime is just so overpowering, and it kind of washes over the other flavors. There's a little bit of like a lime coconut. There's a little bit of the coconut on the end. And the blueberry and the blackberry kind of mesh together. It is it is one of your more sour beers. Like the Brains have that like slightly tart aspect to it. This is like actually like lip pucker and sour.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in my opinion, the lime is just too much. I love lime. I love key lime pie. It's probably like my favorite pie. I like blueberries. I like blackberries.
I like pie.
You know, I like the dried fruits. What were you gonna say?
He likes pie.
Oh yeah, well that's what I was saying.
3.14.
It all sounded really good. Blueberry, blackberry, plum, key lime, cream of coconut. It all sounded really good. I don't know how much lime they're putting in it, but it's just so overpowering. It kind of threw me off. I'm not a giant fan of this beer. I did drink the whole thing, so it was decent. I give this beer like an 88. I think it's too much lime. If they do it down the line, I don't know if they ever critique their recipes and stuff and change it up a little bit. I would just kind of calm down on the lime. That's what I have to say about the beer. The cheese is really good. It kind of had that like gritty texture to it. The aroma was great. Like I said, it smelled like blueberry muffins and like blueberry cheesecake. It tasted like blueberry muffins. It tasted like blueberry cheesecake. It was a good cheese. I definitely think I'd like the mango and the ginger a little bit more. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more of a sweetness from the blueberries. I'll give the cheese like a 92. I definitely think the cheese was good. Could be better. Not my favorite cheese. It did kind of have like that gritty texture to it that I wasn't really fond of. But I don't know. I think the other one that I had, the other Stilton, kind of had that texture as well. But maybe the blueberries, the dried blueberries, were kind of giving it less of a more dry. Whereas like the mango and the ginger, well, the mango was like more of a sweeter fruit to add to the cheese, and that was kind of enhancing the sweetness and making the cheese less dry and gritty. But yeah, 92 for the cheese. For the pairing, I'm gonna give the pairing like I would be honest, I'll give it like a 75. I think the cheese did a good job kind of opening up the other fruits from the beer. Whereas like it kind of calmed down the lime. The blueberry and the cheese kind of enhanced the blackberry and the blueberry, and it made it more of those fruits pop out a little bit. But the texture of the cheese, because it was more of like a dessert cheese and kind of a thick cheese, when you wash it down with a thick fruited sour beer, it was too much. And I was like, I was kind of choking on it. I wasn't really a big fan of it. I will say, I put something in the private chat so I could remember. Let me scroll up one sec. Sorry, guys. I said this would be much better with like a raspberry or blueberry ale or lager with cheese. So like the purple haze Abita, I think would work really well with the cheese. And then this beer, the Drecker beer, would work better with like a lighter cheese. So definitely not, like I said, 75 for the pairing. But I do see this beer working better with a lighter cheese, and I do see the white Stilton blueberry working good with like specifically that purple haze, which is like a raspberry lager. So
Nice. All right.
But yeah, didn't really work out in my favor, but I guess you can't win all of them. And sometimes I'm sure you guys have bought cheese and bought beers and were like, oh, this is going to be such a great pairing. I'm excited to try this. That's how I was feeling. I was like, this is going to be an awesome pairing. I didn't really think about the concept of, oh, this cheese might be a little too thick and a little too desserty for a thick fruited soured beer. But, I guess that's how it works.
Sometimes less is more too. With that kind of
Here's doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trial and error.
Guys, yep, trial and error.
Yeah. I love your glass.
In like a magnet, sometimes opposites attract.
Yeah, dude. Tell me and my wife, man. She's more pretty.
Yeah, she doesn't have a big beard like you.
No. Thanks, Tanner, man. Cheers, bro. Sorry that didn't work so much, but
yeah, whatever. Like I said, I could definitely see the beer and the cheese working better with other stuff. So
right on.
I think this would be a great week for us to hang out since we both had shitty beers and pairings.
There you go. Just bring in the rain now. It's
All over.
We'll go to a shitty
You're
brewery.
at Josh's.
icy road conditions and everything.
Ooh, vacation. Jeez.
You might want to get a taxi driver.
Disappointment. I love it.
All right, man. Cheers, Tanner. Get a miscellaneous up here, man.
Speaking
Alright.
of having shitty
So I'm going to start with the cheese. The Amish country, the Colby Jack cheese. It's like I said, it's not an expensive yellow cheese. It is reminiscent of Velveeta. Smells and tastes a lot like Cheese Whiz. Can it serve its purpose? Yes. Does it deserve to be on a charcuterie board? No. It's not that kind of cheese. But, I like to play around. We had the Gose on here. I really used to like the sequence. We'll get to that in a moment. I don't think that the cheese overall is bad. It's definitely not a high-class cheese by any means. That large half-moon block that I get is about $2.99. Very, very inexpensive. In that aspect, it's pretty good. It's not going to blow your mind. It's not going to wow you, but it's Kobe cheese. Not bad. Score on it, I guess I'd probably put it around like an 85 because I like cheese, and it's really hard to give cheese a bad score, but it's not a high-end cheese. Moving on from that, we'll go to I guess this is the late end of 2021's version of the Sequence Ale Session Sour, 4.9%. It's very, very lackluster right now, this beer that I had. I drank 2 of them just to make sure it wasn't the one. It's not as crisp. It's not as clean. Like I said, you still get that salty lime on the nose. It's there. The aromas are good. There's a little bit more of that bitter lime peel in there, and I can definitely detect it. There's a bitter tail end on it, which I didn't used to get. I don't feel like the beer is as highly carbonated as it used to be, and I remember the clarity being a bit better, but it's macro craft, and it is what it is. They're going to do what they do. They might cut corners. I don't know. I don't work there. But this beer today, if I had to score this, I'd probably put it at an 82. It's very disappointing. And I used to back this product a lot. Very, very good. Inexpensive, easy drinking sour ale. And boy, I don't know what they're doing up there, but it's not as good as I remember. Not at all. Pairing wise, I don't think I could even score it. They kind of just railroaded each other. You didn't you could taste lime, and then you got like that Cheese Whiz kind of finish. And this wasn't good. It is what it is. Sour and a Kobe. Yeah. Live and you learn. Cheers, guys.
Yep. Cheers, man. Haven't had that in a long time, actually.
Yeah,
I thought it was
I
good
loved
too.
it
Yeah.
back in the day, and it is not what I remember it being. I think
Right.
I actually have a video on my channel. I spoke highly about that, I think, last week or earlier this week.
Very limey is what I
My
remember.
opinion has changed. I will tell you that.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks, Miscellaneous, man. Cheers, dude. All right. Josh, man. What's up?
All right. So we'll start off with the beer. The 450 North Peach Rings. It's not bad. Is it one of the best ones I've had from 450? Probably not. But I mean, I think they kind of nailed or got close to the taste of like a peach ring candy. Like I said, it's got that little bit of sourness on the back end with the sweetness. Good mouthfeel to it. I'll give it a 93. I only got 1 can of this. I didn't get a 4-pack or anything, but it's not bad. I don't know if
Good thing because it's like $8 or $9 a can.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd go back to it again. Like it was
cheap.
Like I said,
Yeah.
it wasn't bad. I think they kind of got the flavor right, but just I think it was a little bit of a miss for me. But then again, I haven't had a peach ring in a long time, so it's kind of hard to go off that. But yeah, 93 for that. The cheese was fantastic. the honey goat cheese is always great in my book. I had to put it away because I was going to eat the whole thing. I had to stick it back in the fridge, but
dude.
shoot, I'll give that like a 98, dude. I love it.
Awesome.
It's really good. As for the pairing, like I said, nothing was, you didn't taste one thing or the other. They kind of just like meshed pretty well together. I didn't really get any like cheesecake-esque type vibes to it, with the creaminess of the cheese. And see, there wasn't really too much creaminess in the beer, so maybe that's why I kind of get more of the cheese on that. But I'll go right on the middle. I'll give it a 95. I think it paired pretty well with the flavors and all that stuff. But yeah, so overall good pairing. Beer was good. Cheese was fantastic, and yeah, like I said, anytime you mix these, well, I don't want to say anytime because some people have misses with the goat cheese and the heavily fruited sours, but the ones I've had so far have been pretty spot on. Some a little bit better than others, but yeah, it's good. But
Nice.
yeah, so cheers.
Awesome, man. Cheers, bro.
bro.
All right, dude.
Cheers.
Joe, let me see what you got there. What you drinking, boy? Nasher? Hey, that's a cool label. I like that.
Yeah.
Is that a Phillies beer?
Oh, that's what's his name? Kevin Johnson comes in the chat, right? That has that logo.
Yeah, they're at a
Or
ball.
doesn't have the ball cap.
Oh, Bohemian Phillies?
It's usually like a white label,
Yeah.
lettering and stuff, and now this one they got the Baltimore Orioles type logo. So
Nice.
it's like a PBR.
All right, cool.
good.
Cool. All right, man. All right, so beer. The beer is good. It's very everything they said it was. I really think it was a spumoni, kind of kind of an appetizing dessert beer for sure. It had everything that I read about a spumoni treat. I thought that everything in it was up to par. The maraschino cherries, the pistachios, the nuttiness is actually still dominant even as it warms. It's very, very nutty. That pistachio nuttiness. And I love pistachios so much. I love them so much. Salty and nice. All right, so yeah, they are. I'd rather have them without the shell too. Take the damn shell away all you can. But you do eat them.
You got to work for it. That's how.
It's yeah. It's like it's like those what's those round banana nut things? They look like a round
Damn.
Cashew.
cashews. Ah, those are so
Well,
good.
yeah, I like macadamia
God
nuts.
almighty. Oh, those are good too.
I like Brazilian nuts.
Yeah.
I like no, I don't want to say that.
No.
But no, good beer overall. A very good pastry sour for sure. Definitely a pastry sour. Sweeter, more than tart sour, more of a tart sweet, yogurty feel to it. The chonk is very, very nice. Josh was saying the brains weren't being produced anymore. That's interesting. I thought those were pretty good. So maybe they'll bring those back again and start doing it up. But this was very good. They call it a Sunday sour. So yeah, dessert sour in my opinion. And I'll give this a 98, man. It was fucking delicious. I liked it. I think more than anything, I mean, look, it had a nice cascading head. It was a nice little
They're not making the brains anymore.
That's what he was saying in the back chat, in the private chat. Yeah.
No, I said the brain squeeze, not the brains. The brain squeeze.
I was gonna say, why would they get rid of the brains, dude? Brains is good. Someone from Cincinnati
What?
calling me. But no, good stuff. Tastes like fruit on the bottom yogurt, just very good. I liked it. 98 for sure. There's other sours out there. I won't quite world this up or world class it up, but it's definitely in that range. The cheese was your ordinary cream cheese. I think I'd rather have the Philadelphia rather than the Kroger version. I don't know if I could really know a difference. So to be honest, they probably make them the same. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. But buttery, slight salty, kind of a buttery feel though. thick, viscous thickness. You had to just mush that through your mouth, like you guys have had that before, I'm sure. Good though, not bad. And I would give it for the sour cream it is, I'd give it a 94. Let's go 94 out of 100. I'll go 94. How many other sour creams are out there though? This could probably pass as a world class. I'm just kidding. It's Kroger version. No, 94 on that. And the pairing, well. The cheese before the beer, it's a very buttery, like I said, oily, buttery kind of weirdness. You have to mush it through your mouth very well. You have to really get those flavors oozing through your teeth and your tongue and your side of your cheeks, and then leave it in your mouth. Don't swallow it and take the drink, and let that beer sift through your shit, and you start to get more of like a creamer that you would use for your coffee, like a nice whole creamer kind of milk taste. That's what kind of came out of the cheese, and the beer kind of stayed the same, but it was whipped up more. It had like a whipped up more feel. At first, though, when I didn't mush it through my mouth, it was just very like oil and water. It just kind of didn't go. So I suggest really chewing that through your mouth and mushing it up and going. But still, I would rather have beer before cheese, because the cheese, if you don't mush it up, it stays buttery. So when you have the beer over that, it kind of takes away the buttery, retracts the buttery with the lactic acid, kind of it takes the nastiness out of it, like Dawn soap with oily hands. It just rids it and lets you taste all the good stuff that's within it.
Don't eat soap.
Don't eat soap. Stay away from soapy saisons and other pale ales and stuff like that. Other soapy beers. Good pairing. I would go on cheese. Beer before cheese, I'd probably do like a 92 out of 100 for sure. Not terrible. Rather do a goat cheese. So, Beer Hounds, what's up, Bill? Cheers, man. All right, so let's go back to this. Let's get our shout outs and do it, man. There you go, Bumpy. All right. Bing, bing. All right.
All right. All right, shout outs. 50-point inspection videos. I put those out Wednesday, which is tomorrow.
He froze when he said that.
Oh, he's frozen again.
He's frozen in time.
It looks like he's comfortable.
Oh no!
He's in a better place now.
His spirit went to heaven.
Yeah, exactly.
He's either frozen or he's doing a really good job at staying still.
Yeah. The dramatics. I love drama. I love theater.
Should I go?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he's
go ahead.
frozen.
Go ahead.
He's not breathing. I'm pretty sure he's frozen.
Oh, he's coming back.
Come on.
Okay,
man.
I'll do my shout outs.
Yeah, go ahead, Denner. Yep.
So I think Wednesday, I'll possibly be doing my 9 p.m. show. I don't know if it's going to be Will It Mix or Brewery Review. It's kind of getting close. Maybe we'll just do Will It Mix. You know what? I'll say it right now. We'll do Will It Mix again. I had a fun
Yes.
on that.
Good.
So
I have 2 beers for that.
we'll do Will It Mix again tomorrow at 9 p.m.
I'll be drinking one.
And then Saturday, I'm not entirely sure if I'll be doing a Rate That Beer show. I will keep people posted. I'll be on live streams with other people. But yeah, I'm on vacation this week, and I do want to do some stuff with my girlfriend, so I don't want people to think that I'm letting them down if I just randomly not do it. So I'm just gonna keep people's, let people know that it possibly might not happen. I got some beer reviews. I've actually recorded a lot of beer reviews this week because, like I said, I'm on vacation. So look out for a lot of reviews. And shout outs for other people. Shout out Thomas Metal 75 tomorrow. Wild Card Wednesday with Eric. Go check him out. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And who else? Shout out Alex. Food Fridays with Alex. This week's going to be cinnamon rolls and beer. So those are my shout outs for other people. Those shout outs for myself. Like I said, I'll be doing something tomorrow, 9 p.m., but I'm not entirely sure for Saturday. So thanks for having me, Breman. And
Thank you.
I will say one last thing about the pairing. I think it was very acidic. I think it was like I had to actually eat at Tums. It was too much.
Perts are bad, or more definitely more.
But it wasn't just the beer. I think it was the cheese, the combination of the cheese and the beer that was kind of making it a little too much.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man.
Dude,
Cheers.
no problem. Yeah, thanks for being here. Right on. All right, Miscellaneous, what you got, man?
All right, shout outs for me. Thursday night beer session will be at 8 o'clock Eastern on my channel, Miscellaneous Brew Reviews. At this point, I guess I'm just going to review some beers. Just probably have 3 or 4. Yeah, I totally agree with what Ozzy said right there. What is that? Yeah, so that's what I got going on. Other than that, I wasn't paying attention. Bumpy didn't even get to really shout out, huh?
Nah.
Connections cut off. He froze. I talked to him on the Marco Polo. Yeah, his internet crapped out. So he said I'll be back when he can.
Right on.
Go ahead and shout him out. New Brew. I don't know if he made that all the way in there. Did he?
Nah, I don't think so,
Yeah,
man.
go check out New Brew. All you have to do is bring a product that you've never had before. That's it. Very simple. Kick back, laid back channel. If you don't have access to the links on the back end or through social media, say something in the chat. We'll let you on.
Cool.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
So you never know. I mean, that's crazy.
All right. Yeah, so.
And that's it. Go check out Stout Sunday with John and Ellie's at Georgia Beer Reviews, 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Stouts, porters, bring it. Maybe even a black and tan. Cheers, boys.
All right, man. Cheers.
Rest in peace, Gilbert Godfrey.
Rest in peace, Gilbert.
Right, yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Miscellaneous. All right, Josh.
Shout outs for me. Last beer bowl discussions every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Talk about craft beer news, and then kind of shoot the shit. Just hang out, kind of open bar kind of thing. You don't necessarily have to drink to come on panel. Just kind of come nerd out, talk about different craft beer news, trends, all that kind of stuff. Philly Crooker 87 is my Instagram handle. Post all the beers that I'm drinking. And
Sunday at what time?
Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And
I saw you guys. I was like, I just didn't know what time it started. Sorry.
Yeah, 8 p.m. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then shout out to Natty Bo, because one of the best things that come out of Baltimore. The only thing that's come good out of Baltimore. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So cheers to the panel, cheers to the chat, and yeah, cheers.
Cheers, man. Thanks, Josh.
Cheers, Josh.
All right. Well, cool. Tuesday next week, man, is gonna be this right here. We're gonna go cheese now. 6 cheeses and a beer of choice. So take a picture of that. Let me get the banner off of there. Here we go. So a brie, a sharp cheddar, a blue cheese, a Gouda, a Swiss, or an Asiago, with any beer of choice. Oh, I forgot to change that. Pick one and pair with any beer.
Pair your cheese with any other cheese.
8 o'clock Eastern for the same time as always. We'll switch it up from time to time. I like doing that. But I like the 6 thing too because it gives you some options. It's harder to edit and get ready though. I have to do a bunch of crap. But Wednesday will be is what I put up. So it's a Alice in Wonderland theme. Doesn't have to necessarily be the I'm late bunny, but definitely brings something. I found something that was pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys can, you and in the panel and whoever else wants to show up. Everyone's welcome, just so you know. It's an open panel. Just got to get the link. That's all. But bring what you want. Bring what I say, and bring what I say.
So, beer, quick question for you. If I show up like 20 minutes late with any beer, does that work?
Yeah, dude. Of course.
No,
I mean, as long as we're not like about to end.
you said the late bunny. So if I just show up late,
come on, with any beer, and as long as you're late and you keep it in theme, yeah, sure. No, yeah, no, but Alice in Wonderland theme for that for sure. I've got a beer. I reviewed. I'll look out for that. And I gotta edit it first though. This is kind of not good, but that's all right. Another
on the
not
hunt,
good beer.
man. That's a tricky one.
It's all good. Who's on the hunt?
I am. That's a tricky one to find something.
Yeah.
I feel bad after last show. You guys did Bob Ross and everything. Oh, your cans were so elegant. And I'm like,
dude, it's all good, man. I'm not. As long as it's what you think it should be, then that's all it cares. It matters. But yeah, so look out, Lep TV Thursday nights, hot seat. I don't go there too often because only because I take 4 days off. So I'm sorry and I apologize, but I want to shout them out, and hopefully I can make it there. Maybe we'll be there. But I do love you, Lep, and yeah, go to his channel there. That's definitely a good dude.
9 o'clock Thursday.
9 o'clock Thursday.
Show.
Yep. Cool. And things are going to change too. I am building a brewery. I'm trying to get this shit done. Once it's done, I will have a lot more, communication with you guys throughout the week. It's just these days are, I have to have some days to do some work. But
what? Yeah. Oh boy,
Michael.
That's how I feel. Yeah.
So, but hey, man. Thanks to the chat. Thanks, guys, out there participating in the chat and showing up. Really appreciate your participation in this, as well as the panel here, of course. East Coast LQ Reviews, Miscellaneous Beer Reviews, Last
Bumpy
Beer,
Road.
Bumpy Road's back, Bumpy Road Brewery. Cheers to you, brother.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, man.
Cheers.
Welcome back.
Yeah, my internet decided it wanted to go out.
Darn it.
Comcast.
All right.
I know.
This damn
Congratulations, we upped
fiber
your
optic
internet
ain't
speed.
paid right now.
Damn 5G.
Oh shit. Okay,
Exactly.
so we're gonna end this and get on to the after show. But cheers, guys. Sorry that happened to you, Bumpy. You guys have a good night, day, wherever you're from, this beautiful world. But now, after one more water sip, I don't have a beer.
Damn, I don't have beer either.
Cheers.